Hello everyone, welcome back to our corporates. Now we are discussing on corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility in 2025. CSR has been one of the most important compliance and governance area under Companies Act 2013. Initially, CSR was looked at as a voluntary contribution made by the companies to society and the environment. Over the years, it has transformed into mandatory statutory obligation for certain companies. Let us understand the applicability. CSR provisions apply to every company that during the immediately preceding financial year had either net worth of more than 500 crores or turnover of more than 1000 crores or net profit of more than 5 crore rupees. It means once a company crosses any one of these limits, it must comply with corporate social responsibility, that is CSR. Then we will see Section 135. Section 135 of Companies Act 2013 lays down the basic framework. It says that every company which meets the prescribed thresholds has to spend at least 2% of the average net profit of the preceding 3 financial years on CSR activities. So these activities are defined in Schedule 7 of the Act, Schedule 7 of the Companies Act. So now let's move to the latest development. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs has notified the company's Corporate Social Responsibility Policy Amendment Rules 2025. That is CSR Rules 2025. These have come into effect from 14th July 2025. These amendments are very significant because they increase the compliance requirement, also tighten the procedures for CSR spending. The first major change is the introduction of new web-based CSR1 form. Earlier, the companies used to file CSR1 in a simple format. Now these have been substituted with a completely online web-based form. From now on, before engaging any implementing agency such as Section 8 company, trust, or society, the company must ensure that such agency is registered through a new CSR1 system. So before that only, it has to be registered with the CSR1 form. This form requires much more documentation. The implementing agency has to provide registration details, PAN number, audited accounts for the last 3 years, FCRA approval if foreign contributions are involved, and declaration compliance with CSR rules. So the objective is here very clear. Only eligible and accountable entities will be allowed to receive CSR funds. That is the objective. And the second important change relates to reporting. Already required to file CSR2, which contains all the details of CSR expenditure, projects implementing agencies, unspent amounts. So the 2025 rules reinforce this requirement and bring clarity to transitional timelines. Companies must carefully follow the prescribed limits for filing CSR2 to avoid penalties and a late filing exposure. Another key emphasis is on Schedule 7. Even though the compliance framework has become stricter, the nature of permissible CSR activities remains the same. Schedule 7 continues to list areas like healthcare, sanitation, education, rural development, environmental sustainability, livelihood enhancement, and so on. So the companies must ensure that every project clearly maps to one or more items in Schedule 7. From practical compliance perspective, the following steps must now be followed by every company falling under CSR. I'll explain one by one. First, onboarding implementing agencies. Do not engage any NGO, trust, or society unless it is duly registered in the new CSR1 system. Before finalizing, obtain and retain all relevant documents, including registration certificate, PAN, audited accounts, board resolution, and FCRA approval wherever applicable. Then the second step, due diligence. Conduct proper due diligence. Proper due diligence. Check on completing implementing agencies. Review their legal status, governance framework and audited financials, past project experience and ability to deliver measurable outcomes. So diligence has to be done properly on the implementing agency. Then CSR1 and CSR2 filing. Update the internal compliance calendar. Ensure CSR1 is filed before the start of any project with a new implementing agency. If it is a new implementing agency, yes, CSR1 has to be filed before the start of any project. CSR2 must be filed annually within the prescribed time. And fourth one, board and CSR committee. The board must record detailed approvals while selecting the implementing agencies and projects. Monitoring mechanism should be clearly documented. Even in companies where CSR committees are not mandatory, the board minutes capture all decisions relating to CSR. The company's board of directors, based on the recommendations of the CSR committee, is responsible for ensuring that CSR activities are carried out and the required expenditure is made. So it means that wherever CSR committee is not there, board is responsible. In cases where the CSR obligation is less than 50 lakh rupees, then CSR committee is not required. But the board itself has to handle the responsibility. And fifth one is record keeping and audit trail. So maintain complete record of contracts, implementation agreements, utilization certificates, progress reports, payment proofs, and third-party verification. This is extremely important because the recent press release and enforcement actions shows that the government is scrutinizing CSR compliance very closely. So the impact of these amendments is very clear. The compliance bar has been raised significantly. Companies can no longer treat CSR as a casual activity. It must be handled with the same seriousness as the financial reporting or tax compliance. The selection of implementing agencies, documentation, reporting must be structured, verifiable, and capable of standing up to regulatory scrutiny. So to conclude, the company's CSR Policy Amendment Rules 2025 mark a major step in India's CSR regime. They promote transparency, reduce diversion of the funds, and improve monitoring of the outcomes. CSR in 2025 is no longer just philanthropy. It is regulated, structured, and mandatory compliance. We have two channels, RR Corporates and RR Legal Talks. Please do subscribe. Hit the bell icon so that you will not miss any of our latest videos. Thank you.